Do you keep recording high blood pressure readings but you don't really have high blood pressure? My name is Ben Harriet, and I provide Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration CDL physical certification exams at Harriet Chiropractic. This is the last in my 4-video series on passing the DOT commercial driver physical exam the first time, every time. In the previous videos, I explained that high blood pressure readings indicating hypertension are one of the 2 most common reasons why a driver might not get certified at the conclusion of the exam. This video is about how to get the lowest blood pressure reading you can when having your blood pressure measured. Let's be clear though, you can't fake normal blood pressure, so if you can record a normal blood pressure, it's normal. Now, no healthcare provider, including me, will help you fake a normal blood pressure, but here I will share with you 9 tips to avoid false positives for high blood pressure. Use these tips and your likelihood of getting a false high blood pressure reading will be well minimized. Tip number 1 is that you shouldn't drink alcohol for 3 weeks prior to your DOT physical exam. Again, being as clear as I can be, drug and alcohol testing is not part of the physical exam that the DOT requires commercial drivers to pass to qualify for a commercial driver license. While that may be the case, we know that alcohol consumed on a regular basis will raise your blood pressure. Provided you're not suffering from organic disease, we also find that the rise in blood pressure attributable to alcohol consumption reverses itself fairly quickly when alcohol consumption is stopped. Tip number 2, get regular exercise. If you're exercising already, by all means, continue. If you're not, though, let's get you walking at least a mile at a fairly quick pace every day for the 3 weeks prior to your CDL physical. You don't need to knock yourself out, but start out at a comfortable pace and distance and gradually increase during that 3-week period. Tip number 3, cut back on cigarettes. If you smoke, quit. What are you smoking for anyway? At the very least, though, during the 3 weeks leading up to your commercial driver physical exam, cut way back. Nicotine is known to raise your blood pressure, so if you smoke before your exam, your blood pressure is going to read higher than it should. At the same time, though, if you go cold turkey on the day of the DOT physical, that'll cause its own stress, so that could raise your blood pressure as well. So ideally, quit, but if you can't, at least cut way back so that you're not smoking before the exam. Tip number 4 is a cut back on coffee. Caffeine can also contribute to elevated blood pressure. I love my coffee, and it's reported to have some health benefits, but if you have any concerns about your blood pressure reading, then we don't want you drinking coffee before your exam, and we don't want you in coffee withdrawal during the exam either. So, switch to decaf for the 3 weeks leading up to your commercial driver physical exam. Tip number 5 is to do the urine sample first. You're going to have to provide a urine sample during the CDL physical, so you'll want to drink water before the exam. Since you're exercising and cutting back on cigarettes and switching to decaf, it would be really great if you could start to intentionally increase your consumption of water. Most people don't drink enough water, and your health will certainly benefit with more water. That said, don't plan on flooding your system on the day of the exam because a full bladder can also increase your blood pressure. Instead, I want you to take the 3 weeks to gradually increase your intake while you're exercising and cleanse your body. Then, make sure that you provide your urine sample and empty your bladder before the blood pressure reading during your FMCSA physical exam. Tip number 6 is to stay loose. And what I mean by that is to make sure that you're wearing loose-fitting clothing so that you can expose your upper arm for the blood pressure measurement without constricting the upper arm, since that sort of constriction can elevate the blood pressure reading. Tip number 7 is to be cozy. Consider the weather forecast and bring a loose-fitting sweater if there's any chance of a chilly day. Resisting cold temperatures causes an increase in blood pressure as blood is pumped out to the cold extremities. Tip number 8, be quiet but breathe. While your blood pressure is being measured, don't laugh or talk or hold your breath. Just breathe easy and relax. Speaking of relax, tip number 9 is go to your happy place. Biofeedback research has consistently shown that specific visualization can affect blood pressure. Make a point to use this while your blood pressure is being measured. Close your eyes. Imagine that you're in the middle of a meadow in the dappled shade of an oak tree on a warm sunny day, and you're drifting off to sleep with slow, slumbering breaths as you listen to a babbling brook in the distance. All right, so if you take all these steps and still produce high blood pressure readings, chances are that you have a clinical condition that needs to be evaluated by your personal physician. If you haven't watched it yet, go back and watch video 3 on the 4 key strategies to passing the first time every time. So here's the bottom line. You can't fake blood pressure, but what you do absolutely can cause it to read higher or lower by a significant amount. If you want your blood pressure to read lower, then do something about it. If you truly don't have a condition causing clinically high blood pressure, then if you quit drinking, smoking, over-caffeinating, if you start getting some exercise and hydrating to cleanse your system, if you make sure that you're emptying your bladder before your blood pressure measurement, and you're wearing clothing that'll keep you comfy but allow unrestricted access to your upper arm, if you lay calmly and quietly and breathe and visualize your happy place as you drift off to sleep, your blood pressure is going to come in normal. It has to, right? All right. So this is the end of video number 4 on how to avoid false positive readings for high blood pressure during your DOT commercial driver physical exam. This is all part of the strategy to qualify for your CDL license or renewal the first time, every time. Now all you have to do is schedule your exam. When you're ready to schedule your exam, go to alliancedx.com where you can schedule an appointment that is less expensive than any other testing location in the area and is scheduled just for you so that there's no wait and you're in and out easy peasy. Thanks for watching. If you found this information helpful, please like it so that more people can find it if that's an option for you. I really appreciate your help.